Hello, this is Catherine Dubberly, the Answer Lady. I'm a big fan of Kiss Looms. I greatly enjoy mine, and I am cooperating with Kelly at Kiss Looms to make you a playlist of all the basic techniques that you might ever want to know on all of the looms. So welcome and enjoy.
Let's bind off a piece of knitting on this regular gauge slim loom. This is the one that has 60 pegs, but the situation works just the same way however many pegs you're using. Today, let's do the chain stitch bind off. I'm going to use a latch tool. This is a machine knitting tool. You can also use a plain old latch needle, which is in some ways superior. These actually are part of the knitting machine mechanism, and replacements are available inexpensively. The reason it's superior is because it's slender and we can work it in and out easier than this one because the handle sometimes bumps. The traditional way to do this is with a crochet hook, but watch. This crochet hook is not all that big, but it doesn't really fit where I want it to go. Now there are things you can do, such as use a smaller crochet hook, and you can pick this stitch up and manipulate it. And I'm going to start with this. I picked up one stitch, pulling a loop through it. Picking up the next stitch, putting it on the crochet hook, pulling a new loop through the two that are on it. It's not a big deal, so you may prefer to do that. But watch how much easier it gets with the latch tool. The latch tool has a point, so I can, well actually the hook has a point on it. So I can just reach with it instead of my fingertips, pick up this stitch, pull through. Of course, don't get tangled up with the pins as usual. Pick it up, push the two loops behind the latch mechanism, pull a new loop through, pick up, push it behind the mechanism, pull a new loop through. This makes a chain stitched edge, so if you crochet the cast on, this will match. I'm going to change back to the crochet hook. This is a little bigger than what I would prefer to use if I decided to use a crochet hook, but it's the one I have handy, and it's bright blue so you can see it well, and it does show that you can do it. Another thing is if you can use both hands effectively, use one hand to lift the stitch with the regular knitting tool, the other to work the crochet hook. For me, I'm right-handed, so my left hand is doing the easy lifting. My right hand is doing the somewhat more involved hooking. Not very well, I must admit, but it's doing it. There we go. And of course, you would snip the yarn and pull the last loop all the way through. There's your nice chain stitched edge. You'll see that where I changed tools, it made it a little bit uneven. So that's going to happen to most of us. You want to be consistent throughout. Any of these things will work, but it's probably best to stay consistent throughout the project to get a consistent edge. You can see how much more like my chain stitches are where I was using the same tool. These first few were bigger where I used the crochet hook. Then I've got several that are even where I used this. Then they got bigger again. The different tools will affect the size of your stitches to some degree. But the chain stitch bind off, very nice, neat, and stable, and good looking. A little bit stretchy, only a little.